I put a light coat of primer on all the pieces to go and look and see where I need to sand some more, fill stuff. I also, not sure if you can see it, but I put a seam line on the inside of the legs. And also on the arms and the inside of the sleeves to make it a little more accurate. Somehow I've got a big scratch right here. I have no idea where that came from, but I'll have to fix that and then put another coat of primer on, and then we should be ready for paint. Taking my mix of primer and I've gone over the areas that I needed to clean up a little bit. Sanded them down, then went over them with some primer, just a paintbrush, to see how smooth I got them. So now that I've gotten to this stage, what I'm going to do is prime the entire thing again with a mix I made. And like I always do, I write down the mix on a label, and then I put it on the bottle so I can remember exactly what's in that bottle to make that mix. And of course my fishing line weight. Got the second darker coat of primer on. I'm going to go over everything one last time, make sure everything is fixed and smooth. I'll spot primer whatever needs to be fixed. Let everything dry for 24 hours, and then we will finally move on to some color. Some Batman color in living color. I've painted Adam West's face with the airbrush using these two colors. These are garagekits.us. The website's there at the bottom of the label. They flow very, very well through the airbrush. I love these colors. I first started with the pale flesh, covered the entire thing. Then I came from the top, almost parallel to the face, and sprayed the bronze flesh. Then I went back with the pale flesh again, sprayed from underneath, almost parallel to the face, to give me kind of highlights on the top and a little darker on the shadows underneath. Now I'm going to take this flesh tone shade wash and very lightly put a wash over the entire face to get down into the nooks and crannies to give me some definition in the face. I thinned the wash down, 5 drops of the wash, 5 of just water. And with my flat brush, I'm just saturating the entire face with the wash. Then I'll go through and make sure that there are no bubbles. So now I'm going to go over with an umber wash, which is a brown. And I'm going to mix it the same as I did with the flesh tone shade. Half and half, half wash, half water. I do my eyes with bone white. It's Vallejo game color, bone white. And I put them on with a very, very thin brush, starting from the center of the eye and working your way out. You don't want to try to go to the outside of and then work your way in, because you have a better chance of bleeding and it doesn't look round, and then you have to redo it. So you start at the center of the eye and you slowly move your brush towards the outside lines to get your oval, your ellipse. I've used some decals for the eye itself, the iris and pupil. This is what the decal sheet looks like. And this is the company I get them from. Archer Fine Transfers. I will post in the description a link to this website. So if you don't like painting eyes, like I don't, especially when they're really, really tiny, just go get some of these. Make your life a whole lot easier. Now the decals have dried, I'm going to set it with Walther's Solvaset. This stuff works perfect. It has a brush inside the bottle. I love it better than any of the other stuff they make. Little test fit here. I finished the face. I still have to put some gloss on the eyeballs to make those shiny. But it came out pretty good. It's all sealed. So now I'm ready to move on to the rest of the suit. These are the colors I'm going to use for Batman. The Model Air Black, which will be for the face of the cowl and the ears and the Batarang. Game Color Wolf Gray, which is going to be the majority of the suit. Sand Yellow Model Color, which is going to be for the utility belt. And Steel Blue Model Air, which is going to be for the cape, the cowl, gloves, boots. These two are not airbrush ready, so I'll have to thin those down in a separate bottle to get those prepared. Spraying the utility belt. I first started with Model Air Skin Tone. Completely covered it. Then I went back with my thinned down Sand Yellow Model Color, and then sprayed on top of that to get this nice bright yellow for the utility belt. I've sprayed the suit with the Game Color Wolf Gray. I thinned it down in another bottle, but I want to show this bottle, so in case you want to buy some. Now that it's all sprayed, I need to go and spray all of it down with the matte varnish. Once the matte varnish is dry and everything, then I will mask off the sleeves so that I can do the gloves and the boots and the trunks. I'm using Silly Putty to mask off the gloves and the boots and then the pants. Silly Putty is great because you can manipulate it. I use this tool right here. I can't remember where I got it from. What I do is you take it, you get it warm, and then you stretch it out into a piece like that, and then you take it and wrap it around the area you're going to use it on, and then you go in with that tool and manipulate it away from the area that you want sprayed. It makes a really, really clean line. I have all the pieces painted. All the gray areas I hit with a dull coat, and then the gloves, the boots, the trunks, the cape, the cowl, I'd originally covered that with satin, but it wasn't shiny enough, so I went and redid it all with a gloss. It's really hard to match the look of satin, actual satin, and satin finish doesn't do that. So I covered everything with gloss on the blue. So now I will put a test fit together and show you that. Here's Adam West's Batman. It's a good kit. I didn't have any fit issues. It's simple to put together. I do have some finishing touches to do. The logo, the buckle, the string from the Batarang to his left hand, and the details on the mask, the eyebrows and the detail around the nose. I believe there's supposed to be 7 in this series of kits from the '66 TV show. The finale is just going to be a gallery of the completed kit. So this is going to do it for part 2. I'd like to thank everybody that watched, and I'd like to thank everybody that subscribed, and stay tuned for more model kits.